There was a time in my life when I felt like I was always behind schedule. I was balancing school, I was balancing sports, I was balancing working out, I was balancing reading, spending time with family, going into nature. I was balancing all these things. And I found that I was constantly missing deadlines, or at least feeling like I'm doing what I need to do right before I need to do it. This is a guide on what you should do when you feel like you are behind schedule. The first point I have is that if you miss something, don't push it over. Let's say you had to write this email and you were supposed to do it right now, but something else had an unexpected delay and you didn't get to write the email. You don't want to suddenly write that email when before you had planned, I'm going to do this other task. I'm going to actually work on this thing. And then instead you write the email and then, oh shoot, I got to work on that thing. And suddenly everything gets pushed over. It's like a domino effect. Don't do that. When you miss something, when you miss one task, don't try to push it over. Instead, say, okay, I missed it. That's okay. I'm going to try to schedule it in today, later today, or tomorrow. You don't want to keep pushing it over because that will affect the things that come after it. And you'll start having poor performance in all of those things. It's not worth it. Trust me. Say, okay, I missed this task. I didn't get to do this task. That's fine. I'm going to schedule it in later. Not right now. I have this other task that I need to do. I've already scheduled it in. I must get to do this task right now. That leads me to my next point, which is to actually schedule in catch-up time. So catch-up time is time that you can use to do tasks that you missed beforehand. Tasks like what we just talked about. I needed to write that email, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it off on time. Okay, fine. Move it to my catch-up time, and I'm going to do it at that time. I'm not going to try to do it right now and push everything later. That's not the right thing to do. Schedule in time when you're going to work on tasks. Expect that you're going to miss a task. Expect that you're going to have delays. Have a time for when you're going to catch up. Also in that time, you want to do admin tasks. What I call admin tasks are basically tasks that are not high tier, very important. The next point is very important, and that's to have blocks of flow. The flow state is basically a time when your mind is solely focused on one thing and you're starting to notice all the things that help you. So for example, I edit all my videos in one sitting. I don't edit one video every single day. Instead, I try to edit all my videos and I spend 3 hours. I set that time for myself, say I'm gonna do that in this time. You want to schedule in large blocks where you're doing the same thing over and over again in one part of your day. I want you to almost imagine like you're in a factory, right? Let's say you're in a potato production factory. You have the potatoes. You could clean one potato and then you peel that potato, and then maybe you mash that potato, and then you package that potato, and then you put a stamp on that potato, and then you go and you send that potato. You could do that, but what's way more efficient? Why don't you clean all of them together? Why don't you peel all of them together? Why don't you mash all of them together? Why don't you package all of them together? Right? You want to do all of those steps for all of them together. You don't just do one potato, you clean, and then you mash it, and then you peel it, and then you go and send it. You start by washing all of them, and so on. That's the way you want to think about your tasks. Group similar tasks together, and you want to bang them all out in one sitting, in one period of time. And the period of time that you can really focus is about 2 to 3 hours. That's where you can do your best work. So spend that time and schedule that time in. 2 to 3 hours, I'm going to work on this one thing, and that's going to set me up for this entire week. That's the way I kind of do it. When you get into that flow state, you start to notice things that will help you. You start to be solely focused on one thing. Let's say I was peeling the potatoes, and if I had just peeled one potato at a time and then gone to wash it and stuff like that, and gone to send it, I would have not noticed that if you peel it in this certain way, you peel in this pattern, or you cut off the top first and then you peel, it's much easier. But if I was doing a lot of potatoes again and again, I would have slowly had this muscle memory inside my hand, and I would keep doing it that way, and it would make it much easier to peel all the potatoes. That's how the flow state helps you. It helps you notice the things that will help you. If you don't have flow state, you're just doing one task at a time. First of all, you're not even going to enjoy it because you're stressed that I don't know if I'm going to make it. Number two, you're not going to have that kind of focus that will let you do so much more in that same amount of time. My last point is to have a scheduled plan. Now, this was already kind of implied when I said schedule that catch-up time, schedule that blocks, but this is so important. It helps you clearly see what your day is going to look like. It shows you, this is what I'm going to do in that exact time. And when you get to, let's say 3 p.m., it's not like, oh, let me try to think of a task that I need to do, and you bring it from your memory. No, I've already said in this time, this is what I'm going to do. It helps you so much, and it efficiently saves so much time. It's so useful. Have things that are planned out already. Schedule it and spend that time scheduling. It is a worth investment. Now, if you're looking to work out, and I know working out takes a lot of time, especially for my friends. I have a lot of friends that go to the gym. They spend a lot of time at the gym. If you want to have a way to learn to work out in the most efficient way possible, to build that confidence, to build that attractive physique, but you want to do it efficiently, you want to have it scheduled in for you, you want to know exactly what you need to do, check out the first link in the description. I basically help people who have busy schedules, packed schedules. I help them build that attractive physique from home. And I show them exactly how to do it, and I schedule everything in there for them. If you're interested in exactly how I do that, check out the first thing in the description. And with that, I hope that you got something from this video, and I hope that you go out and conquer.